Hey, what's up, you guys? Long time no see. Hey, welcome to episode 86 of the First and 10 NFL New York Jets podcast. How you been, brother?
I've been good. It's been a weird 2 weeks not doing the show, but I'm glad we're up and running. Everyone's good. We
Yeah,
haven't won a game. We haven't won a game since we stopped the podcast, right? The last one.
maybe that's an omen. So,
Yeah, that we have to be here every week, you know?
yep,
Because
yep.
we haven't had a chance, let's backtrack. We never got a chance to do a post game, I think, on the Vikings one. What was your take on that? Or did we? Did we do a post one?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think we did. What do you think about the quarterback?
I love Mike White.
Me
I
too.
really
What
do.
what a warrior, man.
I
What a
really
warrior.
do. And,
And
and, and if we weren't, and here's what I'll never get, and I'll say this. And I was telling somebody else this on one of their shows. I commented, I'm a Jet fan, Kevin. Okay? I've been a Jet fan now for 47 years. I've been rooting for this team since I was 6. Now, mind you, I didn't know much when I was 6, but when I knew what I knew and I started to know the game, do I have my favorites? Yes. Is Mims one of my favorites? Yes. Okay? Is Berrios not one of my favorites? Yes. But I root for the guys in the green and the white. You wear my team colors, I root for you.
Yep.
And I'm saying all this is because whether it's Zach Flacco, who I think is terrible and should have retired years ago, he wears my colors, I'm going to root for him.
When he came in, what the hell was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
What was that?
You,
I mean,
you
okay. Fant came in too, and he blew the block. I understand that, and the guy came free, but still, it was like, I don't know.
Here's the only way I could explain what I thought I saw. I saw an old man trying to play a young position and needed more like 20 minutes to warm up than just the 3 minutes.
Just a couple, yeah.
That's it. I'm trying to make light of it. Anyway, back to the Mike White thing. I love it. I thought it was great. Again, we saw an offense run the way we thought it should be run. Now, do I have a lot to say about LaFleur's play calling in the Vikings game? Yes. There's no way we should have been down in that red zone 8 times and came away with one touchdown and 5 field goals.
Yes.
Play calling should have been a little more creative on that part. You got all your offensive hogs up front, all over 300.
Run the ball. Run the ball.
Yeah. This is where you use a Ty Johnson because he's bulky. If he can't get you 3 feet.
And White's a big dude.
Yeah.
QB sneak.
Yeah.
Josh Allen does it all the time.
Yeah. Agree, Kevin. Now, Mike White's not the size that Josh Allen is.
No, but you're still a big dude. Come
Agree.
on.
And I will say the play calling in that game left a lot to be desired. I don't have a gripe with how the Buffalo game went out. And I know this is going to sound like a cop-out, Kev, because when we talked back in August and we said, you get a split with Buffalo, you've done your job. You've done your job. This is a team that everyone has going to the Super Bowl, and it looks like they're getting their feet back under them. That game doesn't bother me as much. Yes, there were 3 plays I wish we had back. The Michael Carter fumble was one of them.
And the Mosley offside. What was that?
Yeah.
The Mosley offsides. What was that?
Yeah. That's the second play.
He just didn't go into the neutral zone and get back and make contact or whatever.
Yeah. And I understand people might say, well, you had 4 plays after that to try to stop them. When that happened, I think it just took the whole defense. They were blindsided because they were about to get the ball back. Our offense was going to get the ball back. And at worst, we were going to go in at halftime 0-0 and get the ball to start the second half.
they were punting. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
he
So I
was
understand.
just hard counting.
Yeah. And I understand, people say, well, you had four plays after that to try to stop them. I just think that took the air out of this defense, who in their head said they're punting. We held them to 0. Our offense is going to get the ball in the second half, and maybe we take a lead, and then we play a different type of style. Again, that's another game like that New England game where Michael Carter II got the interception, and we should have won. That's a game I would love to play again now with us leading 7-0 after the opening drive of the third quarter.
And now here we are out of the 7th spot, right?
Yeah.
One out of it.
Yeah. Well, one game out, but yeah, 2 teams will have to jump.
Right. And which makes this game Sunday huge. You thought, okay, it's the Lions. It's huge.
Well, Kevin, we can't say that anymore in the Lions, because if we look at the Lions division, they're fighting for something too. So this, like us, I heard a lot of people say the Jets now have to treat these next 4 games as playoff games, and so do the Lions. So this is not going to be.
Lions are averaging 26, almost 27 points a game.
Yep. But they're another team. I wonder. And listen, we know Detroit is cold, but they play in a dome. I'm wondering how they're going to fare when it's supposed to be 32 here on Sunday. So we'll see how that plays
sunny
out.
And everything. It's supposed to be a nice day, but.
Yeah, but cold is cold. But no, I get it. Yep. I get it. I'm just looking for a silver lining, Kevin, because in the grand scheme of things, and I know we've talked about this new breed of Jet fans who's trying to convince us old breed of Jet fans that this is not the same old Jets. And I'm slowly starting to believe that, Kev, but the old timer in me, this game has all, and listen, Detroit won 5 of their last 6 games.
Don't we know?
Playing well. But I have to say it. This game is the ultimate shit the pants game, shit the bed game, not shit the pants, shit the bed game. This is a game where I feel we should win. And listen, I was nervous about this game even with Mike White starting. I'm really nervous with Zach starting. I'm not going to lie. But
having not played in 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. Now, the only thing that keeps tapping into my brain, reminding me that, excuse me, other than our record, this was the same situation last year when Zach came back the final month of the season, and it looked like we were seeing why he was the number 2 pick overall. And I'm hoping we catch that lightning in a bottle.
Let's hope that's what it is,
He shows us now, like he's learned how this offense should run. It goes through 4 or 5 players. It doesn't just go through one play. It goes through you living to see another day by throwing the ball away.
Yeah,
not taking
absolutely.
a bad sack, not costing your team a penalty, things like that.
Which leads me now to the quarterback situation.
Go for it.
You believe that? I don't know. Unless it was just gamesmanship. We saw White yesterday saying he felt good. He was ready to play.
Yeah, but you know what, Kevin? You got to put yourself in their shoes. No player is ever going to tell you, oh, no, I don't want to go. And I remember back in those days before all this advanced technology, where Richard Todd went in with the flak jacket and but they're going to protect the players a little more today. I think what happened is that they ran more tests and it didn't heal as well as they wanted, enough to throw him out there.
Well, yeah, we know that Samini reported something about that, right? So
yeah. Now the only thing I think
maybe like I forget what he called it, some kind of hidden fracture or something.
Yeah, I don't remember what. All I know is he did say the X-ray machines that are in the stadiums aren't as good, and we know that when you go to a hospital and because they take different angles, different pitches, different ways of But what's mostly concerning to me is that, and is this just a move to get Zach out there to see if he's the deal going into next year? All right. Why wasn't this X-ray done as soon as he landed off the plane Sunday night? So that we could say,
Good question.
so
Good
that
question.
we could say, you know what? It doesn't look like, and maybe this happened and I just don't know about it. Once they started practice on Wednesday, was Zach already taking half the snaps?
Mm.
Or was he still with the practice squad, you know?
That's what I mean. And was White out there yesterday giving a line?
Yeah.
You know, knowing damn well he wasn't playing, but
Yeah.
you know, just giving a line for the
Yeah.
team. You know, a
Yeah.
little fake out. But what the coach of the Lions, Dan Campbell, right, said they've been prepping for Zach. They knew he was going to play.
Oh, did he say that? Yeah, I didn't hear any of that this
Yeah,
week.
that's what he said. Yeah,
You know.
once they announced that he was playing, he was starting. That's what Campbell came out and said. So
Okay.
he said that's who they'd been preparing for anyway. So
Well, whatever.
I mean,
I don't know how he's been preparing for that when Mike White was technically going to start. We all thought as fans he was going to start. Never did. When he came back into that game on Sunday, never did anyone say, "Oh, I think he's going to sit out next Sunday." Never.
man, what kind of shots did he take, man? Holy crap.
Yeah,
Holy
and
crap.
that just shows you what a tough kid he is because he peeled
and
himself off that floor.
came in and made throws too.
Yeah, he peeled himself off that floor constantly. I think the offense does have to do a little, and I'm not taking anything away from them. I think that offense got to do a little bit better job on Sunday protecting Zach a little more. But
And what's with Corey Davis?
Kevin, I think I wish our listeners would tell us and our subscribers, please keep doing what you're doing. I think this will be Corey's last season with us.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, he can't stay on the field.
Yeah. And it's always in key games, in big situations. And it doesn't look like he's playing tomorrow. I mean, Sunday.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's out. He's out.
Is Quentin Williams officially ruled out?
50-50.
All right. So that's going to be a more of a game time decision. Yeah. And another thing, Ken, I know we're skipping around because it's been a while. I said this to you. And yeah, I had egg on my face a couple of times this season. I said this to you, and I'm going to say it again here. Berrios is not a key wide receiver. Can we stop throwing him the ball in crucial times?
That slant should have been Wilson. It should have been more.
A tall guy,
somebody.
I saw a picture the other day. Someone had a picture. I don't know where I saw it. It was a picture of Zach Wilson and Berrios, and it said, "We'd be 9-2 if it wasn't for these two." That Minnesota. Now listen, the slant on that one drive, does it bother me? Yes, but nothing is gonna bother me more than the Minnesota game.
No, all those trips, and all you needed was one.
And regardless of all that, and it's not like Berrios never had, the ball was in his hands. He just couldn't hold on to it, taking it to the ground. And that cost us. And I know people are going to say, well, Greg, you're not a big fan of Berrios. I don't know what's going to happen these next 4 weeks. We may not win another game. We might win all 4 games, or we might be 2-2, and because the cards didn't fall our way, not make the playoffs. And everyone will go back to the New England 10-3 game. I won't. I'm going to go back to that Berrios drop that was in his hands. It wasn't like he jumped and just barely missed it. It was in. And I heard someone say, oh, it hit him in the back shoulder. I don't want to hear it. You're a professional. Catch the ball. Catch the ball. You had the ball. You just couldn't hold on to it as you took it to the ground. End of story.
Couldn't finish it off. Well, he said, at least he admitted it. He
did. He did.
Yep. What do you have?
I'm just hoping that in these next 4 weeks, we see the Zach we saw in last year's last 4 weeks.
Does he stay the starter? All of a sudden, you're going to see White on injured reserve.
Well, you know what, Kev?
And that's another question. That's another question. Who's the backup? Flacco?
Yeah, they already announced that.
I'd rather see Streveler as the backup.
I agree, and I heard a couple other people in our Jet fan base, off Jet friends, say that, and I agree. At this point, I don't know.
Come on. Again. He's got to give you more than Flacco will.
Yeah. You know,
with his legs alone.
I was just gonna say, 3rd and 3, Streveler could run.
Right.
Flacco can't run if he was fucking had wings.
And I don't know why they don't do that anyway. Bring him in on 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Direct snap the ball. Brad Smith it.
Yeah, I still say Florio. LaFleur is learning on the job. He's not without faults, but these next 4 weeks, he's going to have to get a little creative. Now, listen, you already know whatever happens Sunday, there's a good chance Zach is playing Thursday because it's a short rest, even though it's in our building.
Right.
You know, and the sad part is
that Wilson, and I think they want Wilson against
Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Unless the NFL called them and forced them at gunpoint, that's bullshit if that's what they want. We're fighting for something. You need the best 11 men out there on offense.
1 against 2. What a great story.
Well, you know what, then? If they wanted that, the NFL, they should have put that game in week 2 or week 1. You know?
Yeah, we'll see. But
I think that's I think that's more of you trying to build something here, conspiracy.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I don't think that's what the Jets are different. The problem is that no matter what happens, and this is just me, other Jet fans might agree. Please let us know your take. Win, lose, or draw on Sunday, you will see Zach on Thursday because of the short rest. Even though we're not flying, it's in our backyard again. They rather give Wilson enough. And I think the Jets, if you ask the Jet brain trust, they're hoping that Zach could do enough to win these 2 games and then have the 10 days off before Seattle. And that will give Mike White almost 17, 18 days off. And then he comes back against Seattle.
We'll see.
The problem is, Kevin, in less than 6 days, we could be in the playoffs or our season could be over.
Yeah.
And
you lose Sunday, that's it.
And
I say you got to win this game Sunday. It's a must win.
It's a playoff game. Here's the sad part, Kevin. And again, I'm rooting for Zach. So please, people, don't send your hate mail and tell me I'm not. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, you wear my colors, I root for you. This is not only Jet fans hanging on for a playoff spot. This is Jet fans hanging on to see if Zach is their future. Because if in the next 6 days we go 0-2, now you know we're not only are we out of the playoffs
completely.
Okay. Now we don't have our quarterback. Okay. And now you have to figure out how to fit Mike White in the budget because you're going to have to pay the man to be your starter going into the 23-24 season. A lot of what ifs on Sunday, Kevin. It's not just the game.
No,
man. Of the Jets in my mind.
Yes. It's a turning point. You're either gonna. We'll see.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. The whole thing's gonna be interesting. That's for damn sure.
Now Zach plays well. If Zach White. See, look at this. If,
Freudian slip there.
If Zach Wilson, can pull off a Mike White-esque performance, 2 touchdowns, 280, goes 20 for 28, and we win, he's not only going to win this fan base back, he's going to be the king of New York for a little while because if things break the way we think they should, we all believe Buffalo is going to crush Miami on a cold
Yes.
Saturday
Yeah.
night.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? Now, I'm not sure if the whole fan base thinks like this. I believe that the Vegas Raiders will find a way to beat New England on Sunday night.
Gotta hope.
Okay.
Gotta hope.
I also think that with Tennessee fighting for their, and I know the Chargers are too.
I'm going to agree with you.
A little bit of confidence that the Tennessee Titans will beat the Chargers. And if those things happen, Kevin, and Zach Wilson finds a way to get us a win, we're back in. And not only are we back in, we're back in at a higher seed because we'll jump Miami.
Just take care of business. There's no reason you shouldn't beat this team at home with what you got at stake. If you can't get up for this game and come out fired up, there's something wrong with you.
Well, I don't think it's that kind. I think this team is going to be up for this game. I just don't know if the announcement of Zach sucked the life out of some of them, and I hope it doesn't, because let me.
I was thinking the same thing.
Let me tell you something, Kevin, and all listeners out there, and everyone who even doesn't listen but finds us on YouTube and clicks on for a few minutes. This is the Jets' biggest game in 7 years. The last time we were in this situation was 2015, where Fitztragic shit the bed.
But in Buffalo.
Yeah. 4 interceptions. And even that game we were still in.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying. If Zach Wilson could find it some way to give us his A game and we win this one.
How many times have we had a game like this?
Yeah.
Where okay, if you win, wow, we're in good shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem
and you and I and so many other people out there know what you think is going to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is why I said to you, I was worried with Mike White. Mm-hmm. I'm even more worried with Zach. It's not that I'm rooting against Zach. No, of course I'm rooting.
Absolutely no, absolutely not.
Absolutely but Kevin, the bigger picture in my mind is that if Zach goes out there and he's incompetent and we lose this game, forget the playoffs, forget the season. What's our move for next year?
Mike White and a vet and Zach and let him fight it out. And I don't know.
But then Mike White has us by the balls. What do you give him? Is $8 million a year going to get a Mike White deal done? 3-year, $25 million? There's going to be another team out there come calling.
Sure, absolutely. We'll see.
The Cardinals need a quarterback. Kyle Murray got injured. He's not going to be back for about a year. I don't see him coming back by preseason. They could use him. I don't know if they're willing to give him that much money, knowing that they got Kyle on the back burner. The Panthers need a quarterback unless Sam Darnold wins these last 4 games and they make the playoffs. They'll need a quarterback.
Sam's back. How about Mayfield?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? I feel like Mayfield has that type of a game in him. I think he's done that 3 times already.
Yeah. Remember, once against us.
I was just going to say that. I don't know if his first game with the Panthers, if he came in off the bench and led them to a victory. But he did it with the Rams the other night, right? Did he start that game? I didn't watch, or did he come
yeah.
I think
No, it might have been like the other dude played like 1 series or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I feel like Baker has one of those games and he rides it for a little while, but then he goes back to true Baker, you know. But I mean, I can't worry
true
about
Baker
that.
form.
Yeah. No. My whole point being is that there might have been Jet fans out there who thought Sunday's game should be a cakewalk. I didn't. I was, like I said, I was probably 60, 70% confident, 60% maybe with Mike I'm about 40 with Zach.
Yeah.
It's not, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, this season's over. We lost. How they put in Zach back? What are they doing? He's our quarterback. He wears my colors. I'll root for him, and he's got to do this.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Don't come in and then
yeah.
You know, throw to the wrong team right off the bat. And then look up at the board, watch you throw the interception.
No, Kevin, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And listen, I understand, like, we played Detroit 14 times in our illustrious career. We're 7-7 against them. They're a bottom dwelling team like us, but they're another team on the rise like us. You know what? We can't have this team come into our building and beat us.
Like I said, 20, 26, 27 points a game.
Yeah.
So, but they're allowing 27 points a game almost.
Agree. So this is Zach's chance.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, for me, the colder the better on Sunday.
Oh yeah. Bring it.
Like
bring it.
32 and sunny. I was hoping it'd be like 28 and cloudy and look like snow.
And I mean, the other injuries. What you got? Dwayne Brown questionable, Fant questionable, JFM questionable, and we know Williams is 50-50. So
that'll be a game time decision, I think.
Yeah.
We haven't had the chance to talk, and we have to keep him in our thoughts and prayers. Max Mitchell, would love to get him back next year. I hope he's healthy. I hope he's healthy. You know, that's a scary situation when a young man has blood clots, you know.
Yes.
Let's hope he comes back next year. Becton comes back next year. Now, because I don't want to start giving a death note. We have a month of football left. And is a loss makes us out of it? No, but the odds are greatly against us for making the playoffs if we lose tomorrow.
I saw some guy breaking it down or something the other night.
Yeah.
If we lose, it goes to like 13%.
I thought it was 16, but okay. Whatever. It's still a hard climb.
Yep.
You know what, Kevin? I think for me, how I'm going to look at this game, and yes, I've said it, so I'm going to sound like now I'm flipping. The Jets have to treat every one of these games as a playoff game.
I
get it. All right. Sunday's game against the Lions has to be considered in our mind a playoff game.
It's a 4-game season.
But even more than that, this is Zach's audition. He wins this one, he buys himself Thursday. He wins Thursday, he buys himself Seattle. If he wins Seattle, he buys himself Miami. And if he gets us into the playoff, and if he gets us into the playoffs, I think they ride with him next year. And as much as I hate to say it, I think Mike White gets his walking papers.
Because I think I think all of a sudden you're going to hear White has a fracture, and that's it. He's going on IR. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, and watch.
So you're saying that if that happens and Zach loses these next 2 games in 6 days, we're still going to see him against Seattle, even though I guess you're going to have to, right? Because you're going to have to audition him to see if he's our quarterback. But for me, Kev, I'm going to be honest with you. If he loses these 2 games, okay, I don't know if I want to see him, because by then I have to say the nail's in the coffin. He's not the dude.
These are winnable games right here.
He's not the dude.
Right. Against suspect defenses. You know, you're not playing the 86 Bears.
And I understand these are men. They live all over the globe, so they're not all of them are gonna hate the cold. But even Jacksonville coming in here Thursday night, where it could be like 28 degrees, if we can't slap them in the mouth,
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
ball control. And that's the other thing. In both these games, we have
It's
to have
supposed
good ball control.
I also saw what did I see? Snow maybe for Thursday. Like a
Thursday, hey, bring it
big
on.
snowstorm. Yeah,
Bring it
bring it.
on.
Run that run the rock.
Yeah. And we're
So
going to
we'll
have to
see.
run on Sunday. We're going to have to run. This old line's going to
Yes.
have to open up some holes. And here's the other thing, Kevin. Nothing against Michael Carter. I love the kid. He had a fumble. It happens. The Jets have to stop, and this is just me. The Jets have to stop with 11 carries to one guy. You know what? Give the ball to Zonovan Knight 22 times on Sunday.
How about him, right?
Just give him the ball 22 times, and then every once in a while for a breather, give it to Ty or give it to Michael Carter if Michael Carter's playing, and do it that way. But none of this 4 for you, 2 for you, 3 for you,
Right.
2 for you.
Right.
Run Zonovan Knight into, and not in a bad way, but run him.
Yeah. Hey,
What
he
happened
brings
to
it.
that expression?
He brings it, man.
Yeah. Kevin, what happened to the expression cowbell? There's no more cowbell running backs anymore. If you're not built like Travis Henry, you're not no more a cowbell.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Last guy I think we had like that was what? Chris Ivory?
Ivory, Curtis Morton. You know, these guys, you gave them the ball 20, 22 times. And then Sean Green was that nice, all right, they're tied and we need
Yeah. Now Bill, let him go.
Green. And this is why I said to you in that Minnesota game, why wasn't Ty Johnson, who's big and bulky, used on those 1 yard drives? Those 1 yard that we needed to win a game.
Listen, I know the Barrios drop and everything, but when you're down there, what, 10 times?
Yeah.
Can you score?
Yeah.
Can you score maybe 2 out of 10? You do that, you win the game.
8 times in the red zone, and we came away with 1 touchdown and 5 field goals. And we were still in the game if Barrios found a way to hold on to the ball.
I don't know.
Such is life, Kev. I don't know what else to say, you know. The one thing I will say, is it just me? And maybe this went on in Jet fandom all these years, but now that we have now that we have social media and we're all on it in some shape or form, I never saw a fan base so divided as ours. Or is that just me? Am I reading more?
With what? Everything?
Like, you know, Zach's coming back. Oh, we stink. Mike White's doing well. Yeah, but we lost 2 games. You know, like I never saw a division.
It's what it's all about, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It would be like being behind Maximus Aurelius and going to fight whoever, but saying to your partner next to you, I like Maximus, but I think he's making the wrong move leading us down this path.
Yeah.
Come on, you fight as one. You're a unit. Whoever that guy is fighting next to you, you have his back. This week it's Zach. Last week it was Mike. Why are we so, you know?
Hey, we'll see.
Anti-Mike, anti-Zach. I don't get it.
What it comes down to this week is you got to win the game.
Yeah.
You got to win the game.
Yeah.
You got to win the game.
Yeah.
You got to win the game.
This is almost these next, because he's going to play the Jacksonville game, because you're not going to, there's no way you're telling me Mike White is going to recover in 6 days to be ready to rock and roll for Jacksonville in a short
run. Hey, he thought he was ready yesterday. So
he did, Kevin. I had a fever 3 days ago. I thought I was ready to go back to work, you know? Then the doctor looks at me and says, no, you got this. Go back to bed, you jackass, you know? Yeah, of course, we all feel like we're ready to roll. It's that fighter in us. I wouldn't expect anything more from Mike White. But this game, to me, not only signifies our season, it signifies, do we have the quarterback for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years?
We'll see.
No one's given us a chance. I watched Greenberg's show today, and he had 3 people on the panel. They all like the Lions.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it everywhere. A lot of people do. All right.
And that's fine. Let them. But I don't know what
I'll take the points. That's all
Yeah. And Kevin, are we underdog in this game?
I think we might be. I don't know.
What's new? That's fine by me. That's fine by me.
Yeah, I don't know. We might be.
I thought we were. I thought we were three and a
I
half.
I think
Now
you're
that-
right.
And I think now that with Zach starting, it went to 6.5.
I
That's
think
how
you're
much
right.
Vegas loves us because we stuck it to them by winning more than 5.5 games. But whatever. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be screaming at my TV. I'm gonna be screaming.
Hell
and
yeah.
Zach does well what I do every Sunday.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see if I can give you a report here. Let's see exactly what we are. We are, we're a 1-point dog, so it's a pick'em,
Okay.
right?
All right.
That's a pick'em game.
All right. But that might change as more information leaks out that maybe Quinnen's not playing or this one's not.
Yeah,
playing.
right. Or go up.
Yeah.
It'll change. It'll
Yeah.
move.
Anyway, Kev, as far as that, like I said, we've never done X's and O's, and I'm not going to start now. It's Almano on Sunday, and the best man, best
Yeah.
team.
Hey, it's a 4-game season.
Yeah.
You got to look at it this way. You got to win them all. Just look
Yeah.
at it. You have to win them all. You
Yeah.
got to win them all.
Yeah.
If you win them all, you're in.
Oh, yeah. Take care of your own now and don't look for anyone else to help you out.
Yep.
That's it now. Now that's how you have to play. Every game's a playoff game from here on in.
You win them all, you're what?
Yeah.
You're 11-5, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And at best you're a 5th seed.
mhm.
You're a 5th seed because I don't see Buffalo collapsing.
And you can beat Miami.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what, Kevin? You win the next 3, you might not even need that game. You might already be in.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, if things break right, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So Kev, we have do you still want to continue the picks?
Oh, come on. Of course. Let's go.
All right, so wait. I'm gonna throw this out there. Since we missed 2 weeks, things came down,
Yeah.
We're blessed that everything's going the right
some
way.
things going on here. Yep.
I'm willing to concede and give you the trophy. You have won this year. All right, because we missed 2 weeks. I was trailing you by so much. Without having those 2 weeks, there's no way I'm getting back. But we'll have what we'll call season 2.5.
Okay. All right.
Willing?
Let's go. Wipe it clean.
Yeah. No. In a sense, we're not going to wipe it clean. You won year 2. It's yours. This will just be something fun for us to do for the next 4 weeks.
It's 2.0. 2.0.
Just to see if I can save face a little. Ass kicking I took this year with the picks.
Let's go.
That's all. All right.
In the league where they play for pay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We got 3 Sunday night games, and they should all be. I'm sorry. We got 3 Saturday night games.
Saturday. Yes, Saturday.
Saturday night games. 3 Saturday night games, and we have a rooting interest in my mind in all 3 of these games.
There's no question.
Yeah. So starting with game number 1 on the docket Saturday at 1:00. You like Minnesota or do you like Indianapolis?
Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, and even if I didn't like the Vikings, I need the Colts to still lose. One less team in the hunt.
Absolutely. Every AFC team you want to lose.
Exactly. So me and you both got Minnesota. In the 4:00 time slot or the 4:30 time slot, we got Baltimore at Cleveland.
Good game. Good game. You know what? I'm going to take the Browns.
You are.
Yes.
Okay. Now, hear me out. I'm taking Baltimore because, again, if Cleveland loses, I believe that would give them a 9th loss. and pretty much seal their fate. And it's one less team in the hunt I have to worry about. So I am taking Baltimore.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to pencil me and you in Buffalo, correct?
Oh, yeah.
All right. And now we go to the Sunday matchups.
Let's
Let me
go.
ask you, do you know, has any of the games been flipped this week, or is isn't the Giant Washington game has been
I
flipped?
believe so, yes.
Yeah, hold on, let me
Yes.
just make a note of that. I forgot all about that. Okay. So let's start off with Atlanta at New Orleans, both fighting for their playoff lives, with Tampa Bay 6-6 now, or whatever they are, and letting that whole division back in the race. Who do you like? Do you like Atlanta at New Orleans?
Give me the Saints.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now the Falcons are going to start their young rookie quarterback, I believe, this week, right? Because they benched
I believe
Mariota.
so, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That didn't last long, right?
No. Only because of the way the schedule was planned out here. We'll jump ahead to the 8:20 game Sunday night.
Yeah,
Giants
go.
at the Commanders. I got the Commanders.
You have to. You have to. You have to.
This kid Heineke. He's like the Mike White of that team. They just rally around this kid.
And at home,
yeah,
you have to.
Okay. Philly at Chicago. Should I pencil you in for Philly?
Yeah.
And Detroit at the Jets. I'll pencil us in for our New York Jets.
Let's go. It's a must. It's a must.
Yep.
It's a must.
So here we go, Kevin. Who do you like in this one? I understand, like, when you look at the charts, I believe they put the Steelers in the hunt or whatever. I don't see them as in the hunt. But who do you like? Pittsburgh at Carolina. Carolina fighting for a playoff life because the division, again, is so weak.
Sam.
Yeah, I'm with you. And a Pittsburgh loss could only help us, even though they're pretty much out of it. Dallas at Jacksonville.
Another interesting one.
Here's what I'm going to say. Someone brought up the interesting point that this could be a game that Dallas chokes because they're so hung up on Philly. Like, everything you hear from Dallas, Micah Parsons said the other day about, Philly's good, but it's not because of the quarterback. It's because everyone else except the quarterback. And then he kind of reeled in his words again. I don't know if this is like a trap game and they forget about Jacksonville. I think they win a nail biter, but I do think they beat Jacksonville. I'm going to take Dallas.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me the Cowboys. Yep.
Okay. Kansas City and Houston, I'm going to say the Chiefs. I'm not even going to spend much time on that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The Arizona Cardinals at Denver. Both teams starting backups. It's at Denver, and that's the only reason why I'm taking Denver.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
I'm with you.
Tennessee traveling to the Chargers. Both teams fighting for something. Tennessee wants that division. They're holding on by a knuckle. I'm going to say they pull off the upset and beat the Chargers at L.A. Plus, that helps my team out.
I want them to, but
you can't do it. You can't find it in your heart.
I can't. I can't. Right. I gotta take the Chargers.
All right, so that's where we split. I'm taking Tennessee. I will give you the Chargers. I also like Cincinnati going into Tampa Bay and just crushing them.
Oh yeah.
Crushing them.
Brady wants to go home.
Yeah. Yep. So we both have that. Kev, how about this little conspiracy? And I don't even know if conspiracy is the right word. I think you know where I'm going. Zach loses, and Sam wins, and they're that much closer to a playoff than we are, because we're outside looking, and they're fighting for more of a division, and we're looking like a sinking ship. Holy crap. Just a little
Go
funny
figure.
tidbit. Just something funny.
Go figure.
Just something
Go
funny.
figure. Go figure.
And, are we both in agreement that?
We have Santa coming by on the jet sleigh.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like that. Instead of what's that line in Star Wars? Princess Leia says, "Ben Obi-Wan, you're our only hope." It's like, Zach, you're our only hope. Let's go. You like the Patriots at Vegas, or you like Vegas like me? I'm not rooting for. I need the Patriots to lose every game on this.
Screw the Patriots.
Yep.
Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders.
All right. And the Monday night game, Baker Mayfield bringing his LA Rams into Green Bay, where this could be a win, can move them on and keep them alive for a last spot, although it's tough. Or do we close the door on 2022 and Aaron Rodgers? Who do you like in the cold in Lambeau?
I got it. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. So that's it. That's it for week 15.
Week 15.
Yeah. This is it. December football. Here we go.
How long have we said meaningful football in December?
Yeah, and Kevin, I'm loving it. I'm loving that we're sitting here and we have a chance. What I'm not loving is that, again, we got another brick wall to go through. Like, it's not like every time things are kind of moving and we see some sort of direction, there's a curveball or a tree falls in the middle of the road, and now we got to take another detour or figure out another way to get to our destination. But that's all right. This is only going to make us stronger and a better team.
And I got to say, all right, as much as we want to see Zach do well, can you imagine that stadium Sunday after beating White took and kept coming in last week? And it went. Can you imagine the stadium this Sunday had he suited up and been out there?
Oh, I know. But can you imagine this stadium if it's halftime and we're down 3-0 or only up 7-3? I don't know. I think this is the game where Zach has to just shut up all the naysayers and say, I'm taking this team back, I'm taking this city back, and I'm leading this team to where we know we can go.
This is the game.
Big brass balls this Sunday.
This is a game that worries me, that a couple of mistakes, a couple of bad penalties in the first quarter, and before you know it, it's 17-0.
Yeah.
And at home, and you're like,
Yeah.
And then he's got to play catch up.
Yeah. What's that saying? Quicksand. The more you try to unravel, the deeper you sink. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would prove me wrong.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You be up 17-0.
Yeah.
And send them reeling instead of vice versa.
Exactly.
Like we usually see.
Yeah. Treat this game like a playoffs, because the fans are going to be loud.
Absolutely.
It's going to be cold. It could be wet. I don't know. We'll see. But let's go. If we're the team we want to be, and we want to have the future that we want of being constantly talked about, constantly in the mix, then let's go. It starts Sunday. Let's go. Let's go get it. Go Jets.
Let's go. And we'll see you guys after the game, right?
Yes.
All right. We're going to do our thing.
Yep.
Back at it. All right. You guys have a good night. You done? I'm done.
Let's go.
I'm done. Let's go. All right. We'll see you Sunday night after the game, hopefully with big smiles. And until then, you guys get up. Have a good one.
You too.
Talk to you later.